Hello and welcome to the Knit Girls. This is episode 713. I'm Laura, also known as Lala.
I am Leslie, also known as You Don't Call Me Les. Today is September 30th,
Yep,
2025.
payday.
Oh, yeah.
I get
And
paid
Laura
on
and I,
the last working day of the month, so it's very exciting.
yeah. I mean, I would be pretty excited if I only got paid once a month. I would be excited on that day as well.
Yeah,
Um, yeah, so Laura and I both use the she, her pronouns. I'm Leslie. Did I say that? I don't know.
yep,
I'm
you did.
whatever. Um, yeah. And we are doing a Patreon thing later, so we wanted to try
We
to
are.
record one more time for the month. So, um, and
One
I've
more
got just
time before Patreon. We
yeah,
typically record on Tuesdays now.
yeah, we try to. Laura's got like so much after school stuff, with school and just other obligations. You know, she's writing a book. I don't know if you know that. So we try to stick to a schedule so that um she can not go crazy from me always being like, eh. So, um, knitting. Would you like to go first, or would you like
Okay, I
me?
am almost at the end of a row.
Okay,
So if you go first, I will get to the end of the row.
sure. So I'm working on a couple of things. One is knitting, one is crochet. So the first is the girlfriend's cardi, and I finally remembered to print out a copy of the pattern, although you can't really tell. It's just like a garter stitch comfy cardigan.
Oh,
And I didn't realize until after I had cast on, there's like three different versions in the pattern, and that's why it's got three people on there. One of
so
them's a
what's the
very,
difference? Yeah.
yeah, one of them's just a super basic, no frills version. One of them has some like faux seams and I-cord edging, and then another one of them is like a recipe where you can use any gauge, yada yada, and then have what you want. But I had already cast on the first version before I read that far in the pattern, because, that's how you do. Um, so, yeah, I'm knitting the simple no frills version. And, stop. So, I finished the back, and then this is the right front. So, it goes like this. Um, and then the next step is that I have to pick up stitches along this edge so that I can do the left front. And then I assume after that you join everything in the round because this is the length that it needs to be for the underarms. So that's what I'm going to be working on while we record is picking up stitches so that I can do the left front. That's the first thing that I'm working on, and the yarn is um, I had to wind my second
Oh,
ball of
I almost bought some of that yarn. She had an update.
the confetti
No,
or
a mini pearl
rainbow sprinkles. This one, the mini pearl. Okay.
from Republica Unicornia.
Yeah. So, I'm still working on the first ball of that. I expect I will get through it in the front left side, but I did have to wind the second skein of this rainbow sprinkles from Camellia. This one's Republica Unicornia Mini Pearl, Ant Mini Pearl, I think. And yeah, it's garter stitch. It's got some short rows, but overall it's
Cousin Mini Pearl. It's a
cousin Mini
reference to
Pearl.
like country music.
Okay. Um, but yeah, that's what I've been working on there. And then the other thing that I'm working on is the Jethro cardigan, which is by Tanis Lav Lavallee. I'm sorry, I can't say her name. And it's a crochet cardigan. You crochet all the squares, you seam them together, and then you knit the sleeves, hem, and button band. Um, so I'm using a bunch of colors that I got from Sun Valley, and I need to knit the number of squares and the rounds in the squares is different based on what size you're knitting. But I am halfway with the number of squares, so um, they're, I showed them before, but they're just sort of earthy, 70s-ish colors. So I look forward to seeing them all together. And then the main color is like a smoky gray that will pull them together. So yeah, I've got 32 out of 65 done.
Good.
Yeah, not quite halfway, but pretty close. And yeah, that's what I've been working on. So, what about you?
I have three things that I've been working on. I started a circlet during
Oh
last
yeah.
week's episode. So I have worked a little bit on that. I'm still enjoying my Snake DPNs by Addie. Um, and I'm using some hand spun, some Inglenook that I spun up. So it's nice and shiny and I'm enjoying that. So that is kind of like sitting here. I got a couple seconds. I'm going to knit on something project. And then yesterday I had volleyball duty, but I took my Easy by Martina Bem, and the yarn had gotten super. It's still like kind of tangled. It's gotten better immensely, but I still have a little bit of work to do. So I knit like 3 rounds on that, and then spent the rest of the time making a ball. So, slowly but surely getting that to the point where it is workable again. And I'm getting there. I'm like that much left to fix.
Yeah, that's pretty
So, not
good.
too bad. Yeah. I'm very happy with the progress that I made on untangling that. And that was my fault. Like, first off, um, the ball was wound at like SSK in our free time. And I
Mm-hmm.
told them I did not need like perfection. I just needed yarn in a way that it could be knit. So it's mostly my fault. But yeah, this was our SSK goodie bag this year. It is Supernova Dye Works and it's super fun. And I am almost done. I say almost. I mean, there's still a good bit to go, but I've made a lot of progress on my easy one, which is like a cute little scarf. It's probably going to be a present for someone because I have plans to knit a cardigan out of this yarn, an Amba O'Brien cardigan. So that is the current state of that. So just a few rows, but a lot of untangling. And then the last thing that I've been working on is my vest.
Yes.
So this is the good Goldwyn Folly out of some ancient stash. I like the perfect length for me. I measured against some other crop sweaters I have. My perfect length is like 9 inches, but this is a superwash merino, so I know it's going to grow. So I
Right.
did like 8.5 or
Okay.
8.25. And I am now at the underarm shaping. So this is
Oh,
meant to be cropped. Like it is going to be a cropped vest. My plan is to wear this over some dresses, to try to like break up. I wear a lot of navy blue, I wear a lot of black. So kind
mm-hmm.
of break it up a little bit. Um, so yeah, I've got both sides done to the armpits, and then one half on some tubing and working my way up on the armhole. I think I have like 6 more inches to go. I'm knitting these on some Diacraft number 4s. I love the color of these needles. And I am alternating skeins because obviously this is a fairly variegated, even though it's tonal, it still has a good bit of variegation with it. And I did have 6 skeins, and I probably will only use 4, but I'll use the rest for baby items since
Yeah.
it is that season always. But also yeah, it's a good colorway I think for gift knitting for
Yeah, it's
sure.
pretty neutral and I think it would go well.
I think it works for everyone. So yeah, that has been what I have been knitting on. The main modifications I made with this would be needle size. I went down from a size 7 to a size 4 to get gauge. and then cropping it a little bit more because the original pattern calls for Brooklyn tweed, a woolen spun, and I know that this is going to grow because I wash my swatch, which is a great practice to do. So yeah, that's it for me for works in progress. I have no finished items because I just did not.
Yeah,
Um,
neither do I.
but and I have not spun it all in like 2 weeks.
Mm,
So,
I have a
um,
little bit of spinning.
been doing a lot of work. But you have spinning. That's exciting.
Yeah, so during our last VKN, I finished up half of the Apothecary. She doesn't do colorway names, um, but this is the merino silk um, bast fiber, like hemp or flax, I think.
Hemp. Hmm.
And let's see. It says, yeah, oh, okay, so 70% wool. It doesn't say merino, it just says wool. 20% silk, 10% bast, flax, and hemp.
Okay.
So, yeah, I finished half of it. I'm working on the other half. Now I might be spinning on that later. We shall see. Uh, but yeah, this is from Apothecary. She was at SSK, our annual retreat this year, and her booth was awesome.
Like
I picked
always.
up that and like a cotton shrug
Kimono.
kimono kind of
Yeah.
thing. So yeah, that's what I have been spinning on. Let's see. I don't think I had anything else for spinning. No. Um, but I do have something to talk about in what I'm watching, but I'm going to type it up first. So what about you? What have you been reading, listening to, watching? Football started, right?
Uh, yeah, we're in week 4 of football. So,
Okay.
um, I am still reading The Enchanted Greenhouse. It's an adult cozy fantasy. I am watching The Great British Sewing Bee. I still have one episode left to finish on that. And then Sister Boniface, I've got a couple episodes to catch up with. And then Hucky actually started last week, and which I haven't watched a game in its entirety yet. Just because like I wanted to watch Saturday night's game, but we had a Patreon, and so
Mm-hmm.
there's been other stuff going on. And I've had something after school almost every night for 2 weeks. And then Dancing with the Stars is back, and Corey Feldman was on it, as well as some other folks, and I've been enjoying that. So yeah, lots of things happening, but mostly work. Mostly putting in a lot of 12 and 13-hour days at work.
Yeah,
So
that's a
yeah,
lot, friend.
it is what it is.
Um, okay, well, I I've been listening to the Murderbot Diaries. I'm still on the fifth book, which is the longest one. I think it's called Network Effect. It's sort of a humorous sci-fi. Um, I am still listening to The Myth of Normal by Gabor Mate. It's on narrated by his son, who's also a doctor, and I guess I think he's also a doctor. He's a researcher for sure. Um, and it's just about, well, I'm only like 4 chapters in, but it appears to mostly be about how um non-physical factors can sort of affect your well-being and health, and like how stress or trauma or whatever can like show up in your body in different ways, and people with certain types of stress are more likely to have certain types of illnesses. And I am not speaking for the authenticity or truth of it. I'm still reading the book, but it's an interesting concept anyway. But we started, Amanda and Christine and I started watching, they had already seen at least the first season of this show called Clarkson's Farm. You might enjoy it
It's
as
on
well.
BritBox. Yeah.
Oh, okay. It's on Amazon Prime is where we found it, but yeah,
Yeah.
BritBox is probably better, for less commercials anyway. But,
See what it's up to on BritBox. I'm pretty sure it's on BritBox.
Um,
Sure,
I
that's where.
think there's 4 seasons on Prime, but it's this guy, Jeremy Clarkson, who I guess did something with cars, like racing and cars.
So he had a show on
Mm-hmm.
the BBC for a long time.
Yeah, but it had something to do with cars
Yeah, yeah,
because
yeah,
they reference it a lot.
yeah.
Um, but just before COVID, he owned farmland and he like paid people to farm the land. Um, but he decided that that was going to be his full-time job now. He was going to be a farmer and like plant crops and harvest crops and have sheep and do all this. And he's really entertaining to watch because, he is definitely like out of his depth and that's the funny part of it is going into it and he's out of his depth.
And he
But
doesn't
it's
listen
really
to his manager real well, too.
or anyone.
Yeah, he just
Anyone with
kind of does what he
expertise in a
wants.
field. He's like, nope, I've got a bright idea, and then I go do, and hilarity ensues. But yeah, it's pretty entertaining. We finished the first season in like 3 or 4 days, so um, hopefully we'll start the next season pretty soon. I'm excited about it. It's a good show. Um, but yeah, that's
Not
mostly
beyond. I
what.
feel like it must be on Acorn or someplace else. I know I've
Hmm.
watched it somewhere.
I mean, it makes sense because it is definitely a British show, but it's pretty entertaining for anybody who's looking for something a little lighter in this hellscape that we are currently living in politically. It is nice and distracting in a positive way.
It's on
So,
Amazon. That's interesting. Okay. I'm just making stuff up today.
I mean, I basically do that all the time. So, um, how is the Pearl magazine Kickstarter going?
It's going really well. They put a really sweet thing up about me. Let's
Oh,
see. Yeah, I thought I had sent it to you. I must not have. I forget what I send to folks. But also when it's in a Kickstarter. So it was one of the updates. It is at $103,000 almost, which is
that's
awesome.
awesome.
Yep. So the fourth update, they talk about like meeting the Pearl team, and I mentioned
Oh,
there.
okay.
Yep. So that's super fun. And yeah, so they met the first stretch goal. So if you are of a certain level, you will get a coloring book page from Franklin Habit, which is super cool. It's a one of a kind downloadable coloring page for founding members and above. So yeah, super fun. Um, yeah, and I've been working with Karen and Tian and JC on the first issue, and that's coming along well. And the second issue is still taking proposals through, I think, next week. So yeah, lots and lots going on. It's exciting. I'm
Yeah.
learning a lot, which is great. I do like learning things. So I'm learning a lot about stuff that I had no idea about. So it's a different perspective too.
Yeah. Okay. Well, um, I don't think I have anything else. Laura and I will be able to see each other in person next week, which is exciting. I think we record one more time before that. Um,
Yeah. I might see if we can record Monday instead because I'll have a guest on Tuesday.
okay. Yeah, imagine we can probably make that work. Um, but yeah, until next week, we hope that you guys have a lovely week and weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye,
Bye,
y'all.
y'all.